everybody. Take a drive with me.
At the
I want
light,
to talk
turn
more
right
about
onto South Valley View Road.
those special people. I don't even know who they are through my journey. When my journey started, quickly, I'll just tell you I have a backstory. I dealt with Lyme and friends. So Lyme disease and co-infections from a tick bite that I didn't even see the tick. This happens a lot. So a lot of people need to learn a lot about Lyme disease. It can mimic so many things. So actually I'm going to make this video about the dangers of support groups sometimes. Let's do that on this video. So I had the bullseye rash it doesn't always show up for Lyme patients. But I had it. It was very prominent. And so I started the antibiotics. I did that treatment, and I knew, and my primary care doctor knew that based on what I was feeling, that it wasn't going to be a simple round of antibiotics and that he couldn't help me. He actually was a PA, my primary, and he brought in the doctor and showed him the rash, and they took pictures and everything. But the doctor that he practiced with was a dick. My PA was awesome, but the doctor was a dick. He came in and he said, no tick, no Lyme, it's just a lesion. And obviously, if you research Lyme disease and ticks, Lyme disease tends to come from, I think, the nymphs. They're really tiny. They could be like the size of a sesame seed, and they don't have to be on you very long, contrary to what you will hear about. Pretty much as soon as they bite you, they can start transmitting diseases and bacteria. So no, I never saw the tick. It must have bit me. Who knows how long it was on me. And then I just had symptoms and the bullseye rash. Anyway, so that doctor didn't care, and obviously my PA knew that I would need further care, and so he kind of whispered to me, you need to find a specialist. So I already knew that when I got a rare disease that I needed specialist, when I got a rare cancer. So I took his advice and I searched, and I found a naturopath that specializes in tick-borne diseases. And not gonna lie, the naturopathic doctors can really push lots of vitamins and supplements, and it can get really expensive, so be wary of that. However, if you find one that knows a lot about Lyme disease, you can get help with that and further treatment than what your primary may be willing to offer. Also, if you have Lyme disease, please don't rely on your primary doctor's test for it. I believe it's the ELISA test. It's not very accurate. You need special testing. So that's why I went to this naturopath. They could do the full panel because they don't just test for Lyme. They test for other co-infections. And it took a while, and it was very expensive, but I was really sick. And I'm so glad I did it, because it turned out that I didn't just have Lyme disease, and it was like a year of treatment. So I needed a lot of different antibiotics, and you mix them, and you take 2 at a time and things like that. But the test results, when they finally came in, I also was showing symptoms of babesia. I always say it wrong. Babesiosis. And I had those red spots everywhere. My whole body was covered in those little red dots, which means that it was attacking my red blood cells, and it was coming to the surface and causing those spots. And I was having a hard time breathing. I was very short of breath all the time, even at rest. And so by the time those results came in, and that naturopath asked me what I was feeling and how I was doing, and I told him that that was my worst symptom. Those are my worst symptoms, especially the breathing. I felt like I had a hole in my throat. I couldn't get any air down. I felt like it was coming in and coming out right here. He said, I was afraid of that because your results show that you also have this and this and this. But I had Bartonella, I had babesiosis, I had Lyme disease. So I had multiple issues, and the treatment for babesiosis is the same as for malaria. So I had to take anti-malaria meds, and those made me so sick. But I think they worked. And then I was shortly after diagnosed with appendix cancer, and I just had to put all that on the back burner. But I think all of the Lyme and co-infections have been treated. Knock on wood. I don't have any wood. I have fake wood in my car, so I'll knock on that. I haven't really had time to think about it, but I did go through chemotherapy and surgeries and stuff, and I have to say that chemotherapy sucked so bad, but I think it got everything, because after I completed chemotherapy, I felt amazing, and I just felt better through every process of my cancer journey. I've been sick for a long time. As a kid, I had a parasite, took them a long time to figure out. I've been sick most of my life, and I can say honestly now, it's not perfect. My body isn't perfect. I don't feel perfect, but I feel better than I have in my entire life, except for when I was a little kid. Like, there were phases that I felt great, but I've been sick my entire life, and I hate that. I didn't realize it then, but I realize it now. But my quality of life is pretty great, and I'm pretty happy. And but back to the dangers of support groups. So with Lyme disease, it mimics so many things, and appendix cancer does as well. So I don't know if I had cancer before I got Lyme. Maybe that's why I got Lyme disease, or maybe the Lyme disease weakened my system to the point of me getting cancer. There's no way to ever know. But the support groups, I was literally dying after a few years in, or a year through. I lost 60 pounds. My bones hurt so bad. My bones hurt. I was short of breath. I had a fever every day for over a year, and I didn't have health insurance. I could not afford it, and I thought I was dying from Lyme and co-infections. And here, even with insurance, even if I had insurance, they wouldn't cover any of that. So I was paying out of pocket for treatment for the tick-borne disease treatments, and I couldn't afford. And I just thought I was dying from Lyme disease. And in all the groups, everything I was saying, my bones are hurting really bad. My leg bones hurt so bad. I had serious digestive issues. Sorry if you're squeamish and this might be TMI for you. I'm just being honest. I was pooping colorful mucus, green, clear, some with red blood, brown, and I was just passing so much different colored mucus. I felt like I was in the bathroom all the time, and it hurt, and I was straining just to pass mucus. Turns out that was from the appendix cancer. But I went into the groups, and I was like, is anybody experiencing this? I've been diagnosed with these things. This is what I'm feeling. Has anybody else dealt with this? And in the groups you hear, oh yeah, that's part of Lyme, or that's part of this, or that's part of that. Welcome to the club. So I just assumed I was dying from it, and I literally was dying. Sitting there on my couch dying because I thought there was nothing that could be done. Finally, my naturopathic doctor, he wanted me to do labs. I went in, I paid for the labs, and he saw me in passing. He was heading out to go to a conference, and he saw me in passing, gave me a hug, and I hadn't seen him in a while. And gosh, he was on his way out for his conference, and then he called his nurse and he said, call Jamie right now. Tell her to get to the hospital. She needs a blood transfusion. And that's when it all started. And I was like, do I have to go to the hospital? I don't really want to. Do I really need to go to the emergency department? And she insisted, and she said, Jamie, this is life or death. This could make you feel better. I think it will. And just get there, tell them that you have to have a blood transfusion. And
In about 2
so I did, and
miles,
then
turn
there
right onto South Beach Street.
began my cancer journey. But anyway, the point of this video is everything that I asked about my symptoms that turned out to be cancer. Everybody in the Lyme disease support group said, oh, that's Lyme disease, or that's this or that. So whatever group you're in, even if you are diagnosed with cancer and you're asking groups for medical advice and you're giving advice in medical groups, please stop. You do not know what's happening with each individual person. Always give your feedback, give your story, share that that's happened to you, but always encourage those people to seek out medical care and speak with their doctors, because you do not know. It's really dangerous to listen to diagnoses and things like that in support groups. Please go see medical professionals and get diagnosed. And if you do think it's something and you haven't been diagnosed with that or have the right team, find the right team. Demand certain tests. Pay for them out of pocket if you have to, but please be careful. Those groups can be very dangerous. If I didn't think I was dying from Lyme disease because other people thought that for me, I maybe would have gotten help sooner.
In 1 mile, turn right onto South
Way
Beach
sooner.
Street.
But I just thought it was Lyme disease, and that's on me too. But just know, that's my message to you today. Always seek out professional medical care with professionals. That's it. Have a good day.